the oxygen in Priestley green, the answers dressed in labyrinthine, the telescopes atop the mountains of ecstatic vision, listening the heartbeat of a lark or a lark in the heartbeat. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 I am assured, yes, I am assured, yes, I am assured that peace will come to me.
Larry Groce here. Mountain Stage is the show. MountainStage.org is where you can hear it if you can't hear it on radio. And one of our guests today, a man who's been with us before a couple of times, is a man I think you probably know, Mr. Josh Ritter. Here is his latest CD, So Runs the World Away, which is a quote from Shakespeare.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Yeah, a quote from Hamlet, I believe. And this is a fine, fine album in every way. Writing, the singing, and the production. And many folks have reviewed it. If you've heard it yourself, you know what I'm talking about. It's, you know, I'm not going to go on and tell you any album is not good, that people that are on the show, because they're all good or else we wouldn't put them on. But this album is exceptional, and it's gotten a lot of reviews saying that. And I said to Sam, I told him, you know,
Thank
this
you.
is the way it was. It's a very artful album. I wouldn't say arty, but
Yeah,
artful.
yeah.
And you know, very skilled. It takes. You can like it the first listen, but you can hear it a lot of times.
Yeah, I hope so. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I think that's the way that Josh Ritter is. His songs have always been very thoughtful.
It's a hungry world out there, even the wind will take a bite, and I can feel the world circling, sniffing around me in the night, and the lost sheep grow teeth, forsake the lambs and lie with the lions. And the living is desperate, precarious and mean, and getting by is so hard, even the rocks are picked clean, and the bones of small contention are the only food the hungry find. I need light in my lantern tonight. Be the light of my lantern, the light of my lantern tonight.
You started out in Idaho, and then I read you went to college at Oberlin, but you weren't going to be a musician, right?
No, I was going to be a scientist, or I thought I was, you know, and I realized I wasn't very good at science, so I switched, and I kind of moved over into a bunch of other things. The thing I really love about songwriting is that anything that I'm interested in, I have an excuse for kind of finding out about it, because, like, you know, maybe it'll turn into a song.
And you do that. Actually, these songs are kind of like each is a little individual world. You got the one of the kind of the Mummy, and you got the one where you took a lot of American traditional songs and messed with the stories. It's really fascinating.
Thanks. Well, I really like. I've been thinking a lot about, like, how songs, a lot of times what they do is you try and do is tell a story kind of obliquely, you know, with details standing in here and there for a larger picture. And with So Runs the World Away, I decided I kind of wanted to put all the details in that I could fit. I wanted it to be very, like, cinematic and say things specifically.
Well, they buried little Delia in the churchyard deep, with Lewis Collins at her head, stack of lay at her feet, and the angels laid them away. And out of Delia's bed came briars, and out of Lewis' bed a rose, and out of Stackley's came Stackley's cold, lonely little ghost. Well, the angels laid them away. And I'm looking over rooftops, and I'm hoping that it ain't true, that the same God looks out for them, looks out for me and you. And the angels laid them away. The angels laid them away. The angels laid them away.
I've been really lucky to play with my band that I have, and I've been playing with them for a really long time. And then, you know, Sam Cassier in the band, the Royal City Band, he's you know, he's really turned into a really great producer, and I worked with him on Historical Conquest, my last record, and then with this one as well. I feel like we sort of developed a language to talk through things. You know, it's so different when you're, you know, most of what you talk about in the studio, I feel like draws on experiences that are other than music. You know, there's a lot of trust and a lot of kind of miles covered that you know, can't really be substituted for by anything other than like long experience before you go into the studio. So it's just a party. It's really fun, you know.
Sam has his own place in Maine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Great North
he
Sound
produces
Society.
other folks up
Yeah,
there too.
all kinds of people.
How long did it take to do this record?
This record took about a year, actually. The record before we did in about 3 weeks or a month, and this one just took a lot longer, partially because, you know, I was touring a lot. All of a sudden, I was touring a lot more, and it was just a lot more time spent writing the songs, which didn't come quite as easily this time as last time.
We talked to the other, new worlds we discover. She gave up her body to me, and as I chopped up her mainsail for timber, I told her of all that we still hate to see. And as the frost turned her moorings to 19, and the wind lashed her sides in the cold, I burned her to keep me alive every night in the loving embrace of her hold, and I won't call it rescue.
If you get a chance to go see Josh and his whole band, the Royal City Band, a lot of those folks are the folks who played on this record, including Sam, who's the producer, and Sam plays keyboards. And so therefore, when you see him in the club, in the concert, you'll get a chance to hear. You'll be doing a lot, I'm sure, a lot of tunes from this as you go along. Because as we're recording this, it's in August in 2010, and when was this put out, in the spring?
Yes, yeah, in May, yeah.
In May. So it'll still be going for a little while. And in
right.
the fall, where are you going to be in the fall?
We're going to be all over creation in the fall.
Good.
Everywhere.
So you watch that go. What's your website?
It's joshritter.com.
joshritter.com, and check that out. If you see him come your way, please go see him, and I hope you enjoy him on Mountain Stage. MountainStage.org is the spot. You can listen to the whole show. Once it's been aired on radio, we put the complete show. Actually, it's more than the complete show because we include stuff we may not have time for on the radio because we don't have any time limits, obviously, on the internet. So listen to it and enjoy Josh, and check this out. It's a great record.
Oh, thanks.